is draped in Gucci linen. I never say I love you to these women, no.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Moody here, bringing you guys a video that I've been meaning to make for actually a pretty long time now. As you guys can tell by the title of the video, you probably know what I'm going to be talking about, but I just kind of want to give you the full story and what happened. And honestly, most of you guys probably don't know this because I've kind of kept it on the down low for the most part. Because obviously, if you have a title that says, I got swatted at the top, it usually pulls in views, at least I'd like to think it would. So anyways, let's get right into this. We're going to go back about a month ago to when I was camping out for some basketball tickets. Now, a lot of you guys know that I go to Michigan State, the college I'm at right now. Long story short, to get the better tickets for the basketball game, we have to go to this camp out every single year, and I'm a freshman, so it was my first year doing this, and I didn't really know what was going to happen. So we had to go out and camp. My dorm is about a 30-minute walk from where all the tents were going to be put up and everybody was going to sleep. So my group of friends and I had to get all of our tent supplies, pack it all up, and walk the 35 minutes to wherever we were going to camp out. And that was already just a rough start because we knew that we were going to have to pack up everything from sleeping bags, pillows, whatever else we needed, and walk 35 minutes with it. So we finally get to the fields, right? It's a good 35-minute walk like I've been saying, and we meet up with all my other friends and we just kind of hang out once we finally get there. Like, obviously once we get there it's not too bad. This day just takes a straight turn for the worst. Obviously the whole walk there wasn't too fun, but after that we were all juggling a little soccer ball just right by this little fence. The fields are kind of set up. There's a good 4 or 5 soccer fields, and on the back end there's a little chain link fence. My whole group of friends is juggling a soccer ball right by this chain link fence. The ball goes over the fence. One of my friends goes to get it, and on his way over the fence there was a little piece of barbed wiring, you could call it, that was sticking out, and it just straight up impaled his hand right here. You just see this cut. You could actually see bone in his hand. Like, obviously after this happened we were all like, okay, shit, this is a rough day. You guys are probably wondering how the hell this story relates to getting swatted, and I promise you it's about to tie together. The night before the camping night, I was just on Twitter minding my own business, and this guy starts talking shit. Most of you guys probably know that I own Truth Alliance, and at the same time I'm a sniping leader of Psycho, and someone on Twitter just tweets at me something random saying like, truth is shit. You know, it's just usual. It seems to happen very often with many teams. You guys will just see that shit talking, and it's like, for whatever reason this guy just like said something where it set me up for the perfect response. So I responded. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was just like, in a way you could tell I was low-key getting back at him for saying shit about my team, but at the same time it wasn't anything too serious. It was just a little Twitter, like, whatever, you say this, I say this, and then it's done. Instead of this guy responding like any normal person you would expect to see respond, this guy responds with my home address and my parents' first name. So I'm clearly like, okay, I'm gonna leave this alone, and I tried to stay away from this guy. This guy keeps tweeting at me and he's saying stuff like, I'm gonna swat you, do you want me to do this, do you want me to do that, and all this kind of shit that I'm just like trying to stay away from, don't really want to talk about it. After all of this happens, I end up going to bed and I kind of forgot about it. Like I said, the next night was camping night. After my friend gets his hand cut, goes to the hospital, gets stitches, comes back, he's still hanging out with us after getting stitches done, and like the day is starting to get a little bit better, but like, you know what, even though this guy got stitches, even though we had to walk 35 minutes, even though it's supposed to rain overnight, we were having a pretty good time. And so after everybody's starting to adapt to what's going on, and it's, you know, everybody's hanging out like I said, and everybody's starting to realize, okay, this isn't too bad, I get a phone call from my mom. And I pick it up and she's just like, hey, are you okay? And obviously this kind of stands out a little bit to me. I'm like, yeah, everything's good, what's up? And she's just like, oh, I guess nothing really, you're fine, I'm not gonna worry about it, and she just hangs up like nothing happened. Obviously I'm a little bit on edge because that's a little bit weird, that doesn't happen very often. About an hour later I get this phone call from my mom, and it says something like, we have police in our house talking to us right now, we're gonna have to try and figure out what's going on. Leaves it off at that, and I'm just like, wait a minute, putting it together like this guy might have just swatted my parents, what just happened? I end up talking to my parents like, I'm pretty sure I'm onto what's going on here. Pull up Twitter, check my phone to see what's going on. I have a message from the guy who was talking to me the night before about swatting me, and he's like, so did your parents like it? So after I realized that this guy did this, I had to talk to the police. I had to do all this like police work and report everything on Twitter. And so obviously I'm still here trying to camp out and have a good time, hearing that my parents are getting swatted. So I'm trying to like work out the details of what exactly happened. According to my parents, there was armored trucks coming through my neighborhood, cops on the side with fully automatic rifles all mounted up on the sides of these cars. And I've heard this both from my parents and a few of my friends who were back home that day, and they said they were wondering why the hell all these cop cars flew in through the neighborhood, obviously to later figure out that it was all because of my parents getting swatted off of this whole Twitter situation that I don't even know what happened. The rest of the night I'm just trying to text my parents and work out what happened and how we can like get everything situated, because you know, they're okay, they just had the police literally break into my house and scare them. And so obviously my parents were a little bit dumbfounded, they didn't really know why everything just happened or what even happened, but they're still talking to the police. I ended up getting the whole sheriff county's phone number and I had to go talk to them and work out everything. I had to first get this guy's Twitter, send him their @ I had to explain to him my Twitter, why it wasn't like my real name and why it was my whole Psycho Moody name and everything like that. On top of that, I had to explain what Truth Alliance was, my entire team, and you know, why this guy would talk shit about it and why it led to him swatting my parents' house. After all this happens, I'm still with my friends at this campsite. Like, keep in mind, I'm doing this entire thing while me and all my friends are camping out, and so I guess the whole swatting thing finally starts to settle down a couple hours later. I'm talking to all my friends, explaining to them what happened and everything that, you know, went down. By the end of the night, we're all set up and I'm in my tent with 2 of my friends, and we finally fall asleep. So me and my friends go to bed pretty late, only to wake up about 2 hours later from our basketball coach, Tom Izzo, just screaming, "Hey everybody, it's about time you guys get up and get out of here." And we're just kind of like, wait, what the hell? Like, he's got this megaphone screaming at us. And we wake up and look at the clock and it says 5:45 a.m. I have not woken up that early this entire year. As we hear our coach talking about getting up and getting out of here, we were planning on waking up at like, you know, 9 a.m, 10 a.m, signing out so we got credit for camping out. But instead we're being rushed at 5:45 a.m. to leave. A few seconds later, we hear the megaphone come back on to say, "Yeah, you guys, there's some rain coming in pretty soon. You guys are gonna want to get home as soon as possible." We all get our tent packed up and ready to go, and we start making the trek back home, which may I remind you is a good 35 minutes. We're walking home at 5:45 a.m, you know, it's dark out, it's rainy out, it's nasty, everybody's tired, and it's just this rough situation on top of the whole swatting thing. So after this 30-minute walk finally gets over, we make it back to our dorm. I literally just crawled up to my bed and cashed out immediately, didn't wake up until a good 1 p.m. So I mean, I guess I can now say that I've been swatted. So that pretty much wraps it up for me. That's the whole swatting story right there. You guys have heard it now. Like I said, I'm gonna end it off here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop a like, comment if you did. I'm gonna be uploading a video describing who Psycho Moody is in the next day or two. I want to try and start editing that because, like I said in one of my previous videos, I had a really good idea. However, we were going to make a skit for Jerky XP over this weekend. It's now Monday actually, but we were going to make one on Saturday, and we never ended up getting time to get around to that. So I'm not sure if that whole Jerky XP thing is going to happen or not. But regardless, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like, a comment if you did. Thank you guys, and peace out.
Look, remember all the nights you used to